Alright guys, welcome to what up? Let me adjust this real quick. Oh no, I realize there's a flaw in my master plan. There we go. Alright, welcome to another playthrough on this channel. I mentioned in my channel update we were gonna be doing Pheonix Wright, and exactly that's what we're gonna do. Welcome to the next playthrough, Pheonix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We're gonna play all 3 games, but we're gonna start with the first one. Alright. So we got Ace Attorney, Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations. Normally, okay. First off, I played AI Somnium Files, Zero Escape series, Danganronpa series, so I'm pretty familiar on how like certain aspects work because I've experienced those games. But if I've experienced those games, I think I can do well in this game, correct? Right, comrade? Right? Alright, let's play the game. Episode 1, the first turnabout. Yes. Gas. Jesus. Already. Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. What a villainous face he has. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, I am nervous. Right. Oh, hello. Oh, hiya, Chief. Ooh, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Pheonix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks? Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean, you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe him my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. But that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life. Everything. It's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death. Despair. Ah! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Butts! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. We're supposed to be defending you. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. When you die, it's over for you. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? Person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspaper said it was you. Name is Pheonix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was an unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Imagine having a name called Larry Butts. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. What? That doesn't make any sense. But fuck it. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, usually it's not his fault. He just has terrible luck. I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. Yeah, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, room number 2. Oh, hold up. Court is now in session for the trial of Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The fence is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry Butts. The defendant, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. He has such a dumb name, but fuck it. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do just fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Phew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report covered so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. I think we haven't read it yet. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Pheonix, you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? The victim in this case, a model, she lived in an apartment with her. So Cindy Stone, 22 years old. I see. Time of death is July 31st, 4 to 5 p.m. Cause of death, blunt force trauma. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct? You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. But, cause I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright was just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue. A statue in the shape of the thinker, it's rather heavy. Mr. Wright, be sure to pay attention to any evidence during the trial. That evidence is only ammunition you have in court. Let me see this evidence. Okay. Use tab to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any info that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. He's just gonna fuck this up, is he? Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be very bad.
Ahem! Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet! Cleopatra and Mark Antony! Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped, she was just taking my phone calls, or seeing me, ever. What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Butts, what can you describe as generally what we mean by dumped? In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She has just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies! I don't believe a word of it!
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
The passport. Victim apparently arrived home from Paris on... I'm getting dates wrong. July 30th, the day before the murder. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. I see. Okay. Dude, no way.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
I'm trying so hard to become a Weevil voice. I know it's hard, you guys might not like it, but it is what it is. Dude.
You can see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to the case.
Oof! It's...
Dude, Nick! What do you mean, irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accurse's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking so good for him after all.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of murder, did you not?
Go.
Well, did you, or did you not?
Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Have him answer honest. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so like, I didn't see her.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body just before making a gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing from the scene of the crime.
Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is terrible, and this is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand.
The fuck? He has the pervertest face ever.
Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct?
Oh, yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness testimony.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it's strange, I look inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Hold up a second. It's the cause of death. The fuck? Wait, this makes no sense. There's a flaw. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like this. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during the blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawad used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record. Electricity to Mrs. Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. No, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin with your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Yes, Pheonix. Every person can lie in a courtroom. Your client is innocent, right? And that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? In evidence, you fool. You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradiction between the courtroom and between the court record and the witness testimony. Then, once you have found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the victim's face. Okay. Open the court record with the tab and you'll point out the contradictions in the testimony. Alright, witness cross-examination. Going to door to door selling subscription and saw a man fleeing the apartment. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seems strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and yet frightening at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requested the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is the man you saw looked suspicious. And what happened next? Thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Half open, you say? Yes, the door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, for no one came to close the door. That's odd. In a big city like this, I thought. I see. And what happened next? Think it was strange. I look inside the apartment. Wait, what? What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to only want to peek? We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. We climb mountains because people want to climb mountains. 2 words have never been spoken. Anyone will look inside. Why did pain cut him off so quickly? So you look into the apartment? What happened then? And I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no. I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all. There was blood anywhere you are. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? Caught and frightened found myself unable to go inside. Oops. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. He's lying. Okay, what happened next? He's obviously lying. Immediately call the police immediately. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police? What happened next? How the phone in her apartment wasn't working? The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, that? I can explain that. There's a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. That phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Does anyone can testify to that? Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of it afternoon, there was no answer to the nearby apartments. Alright, what time did you call again? What time exactly? It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m. Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Prevents some evidence to contradict him. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting over there. Are you absolutely 100% positive? Yes, it was him. No mistake about it. The witness says he's certain. That's all of it. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Examine the court record with tabbies, something struck to us being suspicious. And find the evidence that contradicts his testimony. Present it to the court. Alright, boys, we got him. Because literally, the murder was the cause of death. Time of death was 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. You found the body at 1 p.m. Are you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no way to, no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that? This is trivia. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Well, gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See one through and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Will you care to give your testimony again? I'm switching voices so many times. Witness testimony. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, isn't it? I guess the victim must have been... I'm trying so hard, guys. I guess the victim must be watching this videotape program. That's what I thought. It was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry for this misunderstanding. Okay. Alright. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the tape program? Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I got this one. Okay. Heard the time. Said you heard, not saw? Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, least of all my watch. Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all? The witness did. He said he actually heard the time.
It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything.
Oh, I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony.
There was a voice saying the time. That was probably coming from the television. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, no. I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right. I can't put my finger, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified he heard the time. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? How do you explain the gap?
Well, witness, can you explain this?
I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. Video. Yes, that would explain why the time was wrong. True. Right? I think the problem lies someplace else. You agreed that you heard the time of the scene then. That's what I thought it was 1 p.m. Are you sure the voice you heard was 1 p.m.? Yes, I could practically hear. It was quite clear. As the prosecutor verified this here. My apologies, Your Honor. I too have only just learned that the witness has heard that time. Oh, I'm sorry. I just remembered it just now. Here's about misunderstanding. Not a misunderstanding. Well, you just watch it. Not much point pressing him on that one, was there? It's the blackout, isn't it? Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard the television or video. Yeah.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. So, I clearly remember everything.
The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sawin. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock at the apartment. It wasn't there. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That's what happened, what I saw.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly. Okay. Actually, I didn't hear the time I saw it. What do you mean you saw it? That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. Yes. I see how you can be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock.
A table clock?
There was a table clock in the apartment. Wasn't there?
A table clock?
Wasn't there a clock at the scene?
This is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
The murder weapon.
Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said.
Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something?
Something's fishy here. Must have been what I saw. Why did you tell us that in the first place? Guess it's just slipped my mind. I'm not really sure how it happened myself. The witness said she saw the table clock. End of story. Now, find a contradiction. Okay. Check something. Statue of a thinker. It's rather heavy. Huh, I'm actually lost right now. Can I present the statue?
Objection!
Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You got him. You, with your objections and your evidence. Just who the hell do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it was that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Yes!
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole within the witness testimony. No way he could have known the weapon was a clock because to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified he never entered the apartment. Clearly, there's a contradiction here. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Yeah, prove it. Prove I went in there.
I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon you spoke of just hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! Would the witness care to elaborate? If you strike the victim with the clock?
I never. Look, the clock, I heard no, I mean, what I saw,
The fuck? What the?
Shut up, I hate you!
Oh god, he took off his hair. Oh god, he's crazy.
It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death!
Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness he heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think this through carefully. Your Honor, the sound of Mr. Sawit was definitely this clock. The fact is clear, which you simply examine the clock's batteries. The batteries are the right way. Clock seems to be working well. Exactly. You mean, Mr. Wright? The clock was working fine.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I got confused back there with all these testimony. Mr. Wright, I expect more from a lawyer in this court, even if it is your first day. I'm afraid I have to penalize you. Try to think things more carefully. Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. As I was saying, the whole case is right on this. Where I think this is true, Your Honor. Sound is definitely this clock. Simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock here in this court, Your Honor. May I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time is it now? 11:25. 3 hours off. Oh. As you can see, this clock is 3 hours slow. Precisely discrepancy what Mr. Sawit heard in the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How did you know it was running 3 hours slow the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it. I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness, unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I came out here to testify and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal? Y'all liars are all slime. Grr. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. Well, Larry Butts is dead. Sorry, Larry Butts. Pepe hens. There's nothing I could do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Chief. Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow? I should say no. Be funny answer, but I'm gonna say yes. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have the evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you said the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim was beyond a doubt. Tough words. Let's see you can pull this one off. Let's see this evidence to prove why the clock was running slow. Let me see here. I'm trying to think right now. Okay. I think it could be. I want to look at the evidence, but I can't. I guess I'll present the passport, I guess? I mean, that's the only evidence we have. It can't be this, or this. So this is the only evidence we have left. The victim has just returned from home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference here in Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow. It was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard was when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did it? Get it? Get it? Huh? Okay. Yeah. Ah. It is drooling. He's foaming in the mouth. Order in the court! Order, I say! Well, Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone completely defend so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is a formality, but the court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Whoa! Yeah! Larry Butts gets to live. And with that, this court is adjourned.
I hope my mic isn't too loud for everyone. I'm gonna check out my recording soon. Turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. Let me see the options real quick. How do I save the game? I'm gonna save the game. Alright, how much time we have? We're only 45 minutes in. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check to see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to our apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself do his dirty work. While he was searching for her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And murdered her. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew! I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. Fought with your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen a chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, the case is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. The case is over, you idiots. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Very bad. You idiot. Larry, you're innocent. This case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. My life is over when my girlfriend is dead. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. You can practically see the hairy lines, huh? Harry Butts. Innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this. Ever. Let's celebrate dinner, movie, my treat. No, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook, you idiot. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. It's a present for me. Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this. Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Squeeze me? Thought she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't get to sympathize with me, okay? I'm not sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right? Did you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? This? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take that traveling. Well, make it what you will.
Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks, man. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? Hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if clients are guilty or innocent. All we can really do is believe in them. In order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work is done here. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. How about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to this innocent butts. Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of Harry. You were saying part of why he became a lawyer because it was because of him? Yeah, part at least. You have to tell me more about it sometime, maybe over drinks? And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident, and my promise to tell that chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Wait, that's it? I guess that's the end of the first case. Brand new episode has been added. Turnabout Sisters. Alright. We're gonna save our progress. So next time on Pheonix Wright, Ace Attorney, we're gonna be continuing towards episode 2. And hopefully we can make more progress towards our first Pheonix Wright game. I guess I'll see you guys all next time.